consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo, dígame.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta
La
del doctor
consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
La consulta del doctor Escarabajo.
I started playing shows 10 years ago professionally, and I started playing guitar 12 years ago. And I've had it's been a good run. I'm happy. I've been able to make a living ever since leaving high school in music, so it's been great.
I'm gonna move away and change my name. I said the world's in a tangle. What's going on? I'm going to a foreign
The pandemic gave me more time to hone my craft, learn more songs, read more books. I also put on shows outside, open air shows. So when the shows stopped in March, the last day for me was March 13th, 2020. I was in Santa Barbara, California with a dude named G Love. I was opening for G Love and a Special Sauce, a good friend of mine. And I had to drive. My cousin and I drove back from Santa Barbara, California to West Georgia, a 36-hour drive, I think. And I had a whole bunch of time to think during the pandemic, but around May or June of 2020, I started doing house parties. I started doing outside shows. So, no festivals outside of Georgia just yet. During that time, but yeah, I end up later on. We made it happen. I think I'm a good hustler, so I made a few things happen. It wasn't like it previous was in 2019, and it wasn't like it was in 2021, but it was still okay. And what did COVID take away from me? Money. It took money away from me. That's about all. I mean, I had fun at home. The longest I had been at home for a while, so I came to enjoy it. So that's about all.
That's why we're living, but we have to get it when we die. The world's in a tangle. Oh, what's going on? I'm gonna go to a foreign land.
Spectacular Class just came up about because I'm real good friends with Taj Mahal, and I was on tour with Taj Mahal for about 3 shows, and back in 2017, and we kept talking, and they ended up doing this. He and Kept Mo did some shows together. They called the Taj Mo Tour, big international tour. I just only did in the States. We did the Ryman Theater, the Austin City Limits, Central Park, Orpheum Theater, Pabst Theater, Sony Theater, all big huge venues. And so I got to spend a lot of time. I already knew Taj previously, but then I got to spend a lot of time with Kept Mo. And so I rode the bus with Taj. I was on their bus, and then I ended up getting on Kept bus, and we became pretty charming. And he wanted to do a record, and I ended up writing all the songs on Spectacular Class, and the name comes from one of the songs off the track, one of the songs off of the album entitled "Take Me to the Country." I have a line in there where I mention Spectacular Class. The biggest difference between the songs is I I wasn't as good of a player as I was on the last album. So the first album I had just started playing standard tuning like a year or so, and my songwriting was kind of new, still pretty good, but still new, real new. And all the musicians on the first album, they were friends and people that I knew. The second album was more produced and by a musician that I didn't know, so it was kind of kind of different playing with some folks that I hadn't played with before. But other than that, that's I say that was about it. Still kind of I try to have a funny song and serious song, but I really like funny songs because life is serious.
And make it my home. Let me hear that mandolin a while.
Well, different. It depends on the setting. If I'm in if I'm playing a theater, or if I'm playing a listening room, I'm more scholastic with the song. We talk about the history of the song. We talk about, every song that I sing. Some of the lyrics are from other songs. I know a lot of lyrics, and but most of the song, really every song that I sing, I just about know the art, when the artist died, when they were born. I know when the song was made. I know who covered the song and what the artist was from. So I would take that approach in a more, if it's more of a kind of theater, college kind of setting. But at a show where we got folks just sitting around, if it's just me, you have to entertain. So whatever you got to do to entertain and keep people involved, that's the goal. Because you have to. At the end of the day, we all entertainers.
I'm gonna go to a foreign land, make it my home, Mr. Banjo Man.
Well, I love all of the original folks. So the folks from the early 1900s on until about the 1950s, prior to the British invasion, because after that it became more guitar based, and blues were never meant to be just strictly instrumental. Now there's a lot of great musicians that came out, a lot of technical players, a lot of rhythmic players, a lot of and in all instruments from guitar, banjo, harmonica, piano, accordion, mandolin, every instrument, but so all the original folks, because I feel like those guys were the first guys to, with 60 years after slavery, still in Jim Crow, deprived of government education. So these people learned everything they learned by themselves. No instructions, no Facebook, no YouTube. So it's just real, authentic. It just, I don't even know how to. It's unique. Every song I listen to, every solo, and I say all the artists. So I really, anytime I stumble upon an artist that recorded traditional blues from 1920, especially pre-World War II, so before 1937, but 1937 and before, and some post-war too, but like I said, I really like it to the 50s, right before amplifiers had multiple effects. I like the natural distortion from like the Sun record stuff in Memphis. But yeah, I love all of them. Everybody have a different ingredient to the big soup.
People been talking, and it made me scratch my head.
When I'm writing my songs, it can come from any kind of inspiration. I mean, and I don't just write for myself. I write, for other folks, and I rewrite older songs. Most of the songs I only perform every night, probably 2 or 3 of my songs, because you can go on Spotify, listen to my music. But a lot of the artists that have passed on, a lot of people don't know who they are. So I like to sing their music in the way that they would sing it, around each other, at home or in the studio, So I like to kind of play their songs too. But yeah, I draw, influences from their songs. I draw influences from people around me. Sometimes I just wake up and have a dream and you write it from your dream. Songs come from anywhere. No particular order. Sometimes the words come first, sometimes the music comes first, sometimes it come at the same time. I don't really have too much expectation with the new songs. I mean, I don't have too much expectation with, with none of it, really. I just know I do the best I can to be the best musician that I can be, the best blues musician that I can be. And, I leave the rest to the fans, but, I just hope that the people enjoy it. And, it was fun on my second and the third show. I had 2 people from the crowd ask for some of my songs, and then 3 people from the other crowd asked for songs. So I guess it's doing what it's supposed to do. But I have no dreams. I've been on Billboard before. Nominated for a Grammy. It was all right. It was okay. But I like making music. I like hanging with my friends back home that also like the music, because they're young guys too, and we all play everything. We can play anything, but we love the blues because that's where we from. That's our culture. So we love to play it. So I guess I would say the only thing I would like is to get the younger generation, and which they are. There's a lot of young folks. A lot of young folks here in Spain came up and they were saying some names that I know folk back home don't even know. So that's always fun. I think that's the main goal, is to introduce the music to a new generation, because it's a lot of acoustic players coming out, a lot of people playing folk. You got a lot of folks that doing just the one guitar thing in different genres of music. But the blues were the first rock stars. Those guys were the first millionaires. They were the first ones to have tour buses and stuff. But history don't write it like that. So I think the dream is just to the song. Hopefully, my songs will influence somebody to go back and listen to the older song, which will influence them to go back and dive into the history, which will let them get a better understanding of how important the blues world, the blues is global.
I said people been talking, and it made me scratch my head. They've been saying over and over that the blues.
Oh, well, I have no problem with any other genre of music. I love anybody that take time to create anything, because that it takes dedication to become an artist in any respect. Musician, painter, photographer, a builder, a cook. My mother is a chef, and my father is an electronic technician. And so anybody that really good at their craft, I respect them. So I have no problem with any other music. I just know I love what I do, and I like solo, I like band, I like pop music, I like rock and roll. I like a lot of stuff. But I have no problem with the other music, and I'm glad that the authentic traditional blues is appreciated in some forms, because a lot of folks don't know about it and don't know how influential it is to every American music. You can direct link to every American music and straight from the blues. I could go more in depth and name names and take it all the way down from blues on until modern pop music, but yeah, I'm just glad to be from the culture and continuing a over 100-year tradition.
I said, so stop with that foolish talk. It ain't nothing but some mess.
Well, international music, it's been around for a while. like I said about the blues guys, Lonnie Johnson is one of my favorite. He born in like 1899, but he was touring Europe in like the early night before the World War II. Before World War II, and there's some other blues folks who went to Africa, and Big Bill Brunswick was one of the first to go to somewhere, I don't know, but all those guys were touring. So I think the blues had decades of international touring. I think that the tradition will keep going as long as we got folks that still willing to travel and still making good music.
I've been all around the world, bought everything from diamond to gold.
So after I leave Spain, I'm back home for 2 days. I get back on the late Monday, and I leave out on Wednesday. And I got 4 shows in Phoenix, Arizona with Taj Mahal, and then I come back home for a few days, and then I'm teaching at Berkeley Music School for 2 days in Boston, Massachusetts, and then I'm off for over a week, and then I have a house party in Atlanta. Then after that, I have I'm doing more stuff local in April. Then I have a little smaller thing for in memories of an older blues musician named Blind Willie McTell from Georgia, who wrote the Statesboro Blues that Taj Mahal covered, then the Allman Brother covered. And then after that, I'll have a festival that I put on called the Tarleton Blues Festival. I'll be playing, and then I'm doing a house party at my mom and dad's house, and then I'm going to do a little smaller party about 30 minutes from where I live, and then I go to South Carolina in March, and the Ryman Theater I'm in South Carolina in April, the Ryman Theater in May. I think I'm supposed to be in Belgium at the end of May. June I'll be in Missouri, and I'm touring. Yeah, I'm back at it. So I'll be busy. And let's see, what's the other question here? And yeah, I always post videos. I post videos all the time. That's my favorite thing to do on Facebook. Just play those songs. And new songs, I don't know. I think I put out an album next year. I don't want to put too many albums out. I already got 2. I only been playing for 12 years. I don't want to have 100 albums out. So I think I might put one. I'm gonna put one out next year. Then it might be 5 or 6 years before I put something else out. I might put out some vinyl like 78s or something, small, a little run. But yeah, I'm gonna put out some songs next year. I want to give it enough time for me to grow as a musician. As long as the shows are steady, I think it's okay. And as long as people like the music, they'll buy the CD. But I think next year for sure. I already got stuff recorded. I got about 40 unreleased tunes, but they vary, and they different styles. Some of them are hard going electric song with drum and piano and upright bass, and some of them is 3-piece, some of them 2-piece, some of it wash tub bass, some of it trash can bass. So we got a lot of things to work with. But next year for sure, I'm gonna put something out.
Rhythm and spectacular class, take me to the country. Nothing but skies and pines. Oh, follow me to the country.
I think the world will be pretty much the same after the pandemic. I mean, it always like some kind of pandemic, in somewhere, in some place, and no matter, as humans, we find a way to bounce back from it, And do I think we'll be worse or better? I think we'll probably be the same, In some instances, I know I've grown. My social skills aren't the same as they were before, because I was in the house for so long, and all I want to do now is talk, because I was in the house forever, and I wasn't talking to anybody besides my girlfriend, and that got kind of interesting after a while, So I think we'll be all right. I think it'll probably be the same, as it was before. People, a little bit, folks come out, hug people for a while, and happy that they don't have to wear a mask, and then we'll go back to the same thing, than we were on before.
You hear the wind when it call your name. Wake up out your sleep hearing that southbound train. Say, take me back to the country. Nothing.
Hola, histéricas grabaciones. My name is Jontavious Willis. You can follow me on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram. I have a website, Jontavious Willis. You can be on Pandora, whatever. It's JONTAVIOUS WILLIS. Jontavious Willis. Bye bye.